Asia. Day 2 of week 3. The action is heating up and there's much more at stake now. Gentlemen, XP Fixes take us through what should be a hell of a start.
All right, so the plane path, as we already know, is heading from a southeast to a northwest direction. And if I quickly have a look at the rosters, I do see a couple of changes here and there, which we'll just bring up for you guys shortly. But Fixes, I know your first concern is going to be where the zone is going to go. So any predictions over here, my friend?
I think it's going to go Los Leones side towards a certain side. That's what I'm predicting from this fight part, but I might be wrong. You were the one with the prophecy. You were the chosen one yesterday. I do not know what the nature bestowed upon you, but everything.
I think it's going to be central.
I think we'll have to see that. We'll have to see that. But I'm actually really worried about a few teams. There, Fnatic needs to go to Chumacera. Okay, all right. Okay. XP, what happened with you? What's wrong with you over the past couple of days?
It's super simple. I can look into the future, my friend. That's it. I mean, so you may call it a gift. It might be a burden. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But having a look at Godlike's roster, wait a second, on top over here, running away from Ash. And is he going to be the first casualty this soon? Godlike not too far off, but Ash is going to go in for the kill. On top, gets that knock with that rapid fire SKS. Oh, buddy, if Scout does not have a gun, that is going to be a bit problematic. He does have that Car 98, and he does have red dot on it, so, scoping in is not going to be a problem, but I do believe Ash is going to be the hunted. I thought that on top was out of this, but, when you have a helmet that kind of looks like Batman from behind, I mean, you can't really block out the Dark Knight, and Scout with that shot, trying to get a few lucky hits over there, but luckily, these bullets cannot penetrate walls, and on top is pretty much on top his game right now because he has survived. What he's doing out here in the middle of nowhere without his teammates is, kind of like a question on my minds, but Scout is still not giving up. He is going in for the hunt. Fixes.
It's not what on top is doing over here, but it's what Fnatic is doing over, because this is not where Fnatic drops. They did really come here for the vehicles, but they were kind of caught off guard, and on top did punish Ash down over there. But that was amazing display of skill by on top when he just saw Ash coming out and he instantly took that headshot. But right now Scout has his gun, and on top did realize that thing and he instantly retreated. Scout must be wishing in the back of his mind, I wish I had gotten that M4 and that AK just a tad bit little sooner so that I could have actually saved Ash. But right now, whole lot of world of trouble for Team Fnatic as they have to play 3-man.
Well, the reinforcements are coming in, but I think on top is out of harm's way. And talking about Fnatic, they are currently sitting in the 6th rank, total of 365 points to their name. They started off super strong yesterday. 11 kills in Erangel, getting eliminated by Synerge, who of course went on to win that map. Even in the second game, they kind of started off really well, but kind of fizzled out towards the end over there. Something that, of course, these boys are going to try and change today. But talking about Godlike, who we have in the distance, Godlike's roster today, we don't have Cronton playing. Hastar is going to be replacing him, so that is going to be interesting. Smokey, Hastar, I do believe Existence is going to be playing in his stead. So, what do you think about that? Since we've been discussing the whole roster shuffle for Godlike for quite some time now, and it seems that sometimes it works for them, sometimes it doesn't.
If you talk about Godlike as a team, we've seen them to be very versatile with every weapon, with their rotations and everything. But lately, they've been a little off beat. They've not been able to deliver. And it's good that they've put all their members, the best for playing today, because now they know that Synerge are creeping in. And obviously, they've got a lot of games to play today. They can easily get over the lead of Team Synerge. But we also speculated this earlier. We also thought that, Godlike has a lot of games to spare. They'll make that comeback, yada, yada, yada.
Well,
but
they still do.
And nothing happened, right? So this is one thing where they really have to get serious XP.
True that. And of course, on our screens right now, the stats for Synerge. Now, these boys are synonymous with kills. 201. I do believe they're the only second team to crack that 200 mark, which is, again, no small feat on their part. And Strider has literally been shredding the enemies left, right, and center. grabbing that MVP in Wrangle as we saw yesterday. Now, Godlike, of course, they have 4 games on hand, so we expect a good outing for them today since they are going to be playing all 4 maps. Meanwhile, we join Zebra trying to lay down the hurt on one of their members, but instead gets shot himself. So good cover on their part. Now, if I quickly talk about TSM Entity and Orange Rock, of course, the stats were up on our screens just a little while ago. Something that stands out for me is that Orange Rock still has more placement points as compared to TSM Entity, but TSM Entity are those, they're those silent killers. They are just running and gunning all the opposition flat, and that is how they're making their points. Of course, the placement points help as well. That is something I want to see Orange Rock kind of, work on, because they are synonymous with the fact that, very famous statement made by Mavi that for the first 4 or 5 zones, we are not really going to be applying the pressure. If somebody comes towards us, it's good. We'll pick a fight. But we are going to show what we're made of in the last few circles. Now, whether that is the right call at this stage, I don't know. Let me know what you think about that.
Orange Rock, a team that has been performing absolutely phenomenal over the past couple of days. But one thing, like you told, they are synonymous with those placement points. They're quite, they're quite reliant upon that, to be honest. And yesterday's day was terrible for them, bar the last game. But if you closely take a deep look at the last game, the circle was right over the heads and they just capitalized upon it. But when you're going to the finals of the PMPL and when you're going to the World League, things are going to be different. And if you do not have that extra punch in your team, if you are not able to take those kills, which we clearly saw was lacking in their team fights, every team fight they took, this looked so distraught. They looked so different. The positioning was horrible. Definitely, their 1v1 fights are strong, but their team fights, that is the part where they have to work in, where already Team TSM Entity and Team Synerge look very well excelled.
I mean, I definitely have to agree with you over there. But looking at Powerhouse over here now, we saw something yesterday. We were expecting a lot from these boys, but they got wiped out pretty much in a matter of seconds. Of course, Dark was the guy who, as always, is going to be the last man standing. And on top again, rushing towards the enemy. What is wrong with this guy? He just wants to go in for those fights. He is going to take a few shots, but is he going to get knocked out this time? Megastars are going to be unleashing some lead in his direction. But on top, I've said it before, this guy is on top his game right now. He is just taking risks, just having fun. Why he picked that buggy over the Mirado, I am going to have to figure that out, because, you want to have that little bit of extra metal protection from shots being fired all around. Maybe he was out of fuel. I don't know. There could be a number of reasons. But Megastars over here. Again, Wexy has been leading this team from the front and doing a commendable job at it. He, of course, is leading the kill leaders chart with 61 kills. And I'm going to expect a lot more for them, but I think we might have a little bit of a face-off between the boys from Elementrix and Powerhouse.
Only time will tell, but I think they will try to avoid all these fights as the first circle starts closing, and we'll have to see where it takes a turn, and it goes a tad bit towards the western side, and Gordon will be pretty much happy with their positioning. They've always focused on that early rotation, and talking about Team Elementrix XP, I really expected a lot out of, Poo Poo Man and
Man.
Poo Poo Man was so amazing during those PMPL scrims, and also Shagar. But right now, when the real leagues started and when it resumed, as we speak of, it was on top. It was Mr. Hyozu. Mr. Hyozu was struggling quite a lot, but right now during the leagues, he is delivering.
I'm not going to be surprised if that's on top just driving around willy-nilly. He's like, you know what, I'm just going to drive around, have a nice little drive. I mean, it's been a while since I've been out. This lockdown has been taking a toll on my mental health. But I'm surprised the zone did not form around Orange Rock, as I'm sure all the viewers watching right now would be thinking as well. Because those guys, again, somehow or the other, they find themselves dead smack center. And they are going to be traversing into the zone right now, just a little south of the water treatment plant. But again, most teams are going to be in the vicinity of each other, and I think we might have a little bit of a kerfuffle down south of Graveyard towards the southeast of the new zone that is forming right now. I do believe Celts and John Mara might be heading in a little bit of a collision course, but they've got to be careful because lo and behold, Marcus Gaming are coming up right behind them. But on our screens, we have Hype. And Gurkha, Ioli Gurkhali, this guy has been creating quite some hype for his team with his wonderful, wonderful plays, especially here in Miramar, which we saw, we were privileged to actually see not just once, but a couple of times. So, like you said, the teams from the bottom half of the table don't have a lot to lose in the sense that they can go all out and make a name for themselves. But making a name for themselves is always right now. Is he going to get that knock? He does not. Prototype actually gets out of the vehicle a little bit too soon and gets knocked out of his own accord. Always might actually know this. I mean, if he's keeping an eye on the kill feed, because that's dangerous. That's dangerous. I think a Prototype, unfortunately, is going to succumb to his injuries if he gets spotted out. Does always know that he is right next to him. Meanwhile, Scout OP is putting out the fire on SK49. He goes down, and we have another vehicular manslaughter by his own accord. DE Vadu got run over by his own vehicle over here.
This is so common these days in Miramars, where people just fall off their vehicles and get knocked out. But in this case, in this particular case to talk about, we saw these guys ramming right at where Fnatic loot. I mean, what were they thinking? Were they out of their minds? Did they want to actually take a fight? But we'll talk about later as Always starts cooking up a grenade as SK49 peeks right out in front of him. But Always is there, and it will be an easy peasy knock for him, as he will knock him and instantly finish him off. So this is kind of a good achievement for Team Fnatic. 2 easy kills. They did not have to do much, provided such a terrible start they have had in the early game. But Hype in a whole world of trouble, as a team IND have got their eyes on Venom right now.
Talking about world of trouble, IND haven't been in their best form the last couple of days, to be honest with you. Day 1 of week 3 was not something that they would wish to remember, as was the last day of week 2. However, we know these boys are good at their rotations, and they can actually do a lot of damage when on a one-on-one situation with any squad. But again, getting cut off while rotating is something that all players are facing right now. And of course, Venom is going to be a little bit dodgy right now, because he is going to get shot. He doesn't have the smoke cover. Now, if he gets spotted, he can actually be shot at. But I believe Team IND have kind of given him second wind. They're like, you know what, don't worry. Go ahead. We'll pick you out in the next zone. Or perhaps they're just going to move a bit to the east and fight him off. But nah, they're like, you know what? All right, we put the pressure on him. He's probably going to die to the zone. We are going to head out to the new zone, which is of course forming around San Martin, and that is going to be spectacular, because we might finally see some urban warfare here in Miramar. I'm sure everyone loves the whole ridge battles, but urban warfare is where it's at. And meanwhile, elsewhere, we have Destro, who just got a knock on Shifu, and at the same time, Ultron knocking out a member of Marcus Gaming.
Absolutely, and this fight erupts.
I believe it was Wadu, not Shifu. I beg your pardon.
Yep. No, I think it's Shifu here who's knocked over here. He's just looking down. So you were right on the first game, but whoa, there you go. You're a prophet, man. Come on, just stop it. XP, stop predicting.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
My hands are up right now.
You could just predict the result. Just give me a guess. Who's going to take that chicken dinner?
Forget the octopus, FIFA. If you want predictions, please hit me up. My Instagram is going to be under my screen later on. But anyway, coming back to the fight, UME is trying to put the world of hurt on DE, and Deadeye's guy are going to lose a member over here. Monk goes down. He is going to be finished by Bhishma. Wadu is going to be moving back just a little bit, and Illusion over here knocked out as well. Destro trying to make sure that he gets the job done, and he secures another kill point for his team. Meanwhile, the last remaining member from Deadeye's guy is going to be kind of behind them, which is something that I'm pretty sure the team is oblivious about. Gurkha over here putting down the hurt on Scout, gets that knock, and when you have a big name like that, you are going to make sure that you go and finish the job. He spots him, he shoots, he connects, and there goes Scout out from this game. Now, Hype, we did see them lose 2 members earlier on, and lo and behold, I think the curse has been lifted, because Wadu is back up and is the last remaining member from Deadeye's guy. And I'm not sure if you can hear this, Fixes, or the people watching. There is quite a storm brewing in Chandigarh right now.
Okay. But I think we are in for some hot wins in San Martin as so many players are joining the fray over there. But Vadus is putting up the fight against Team UME as he has finally given up on his position. But right now, Vadus has to be very careful. Kiki does spot him down. Now Vadus is still peppering all those bullets from Uzi. But I really have to question this decision because Uzi at a mid-range fight at such a position is really, really risky and terrible provided all the members of Team Umumba are still surviving. I think they're on the hunt, but they also have to get to their own position. And Marcus Gaming kind of had a shaky day yesterday, but IND Trans knocking down Vexy and Surya spots out Rocks and will take him down, and Cells are in a whole world of trouble right now.
I think the Cells are not going to be the first team eliminated. It is Team Hype who have finally succumbed to their injuries. Gurkha and Venom tried to do their best to keep them afloat, but they have gone down. Meanwhile, Godlike Existence is opening up their kill tally with a knock and a finish on Mr. Hyozu. So that is going to be a big blow. As you said, those boys have been the ones to impress you recently. We are going to join the action now between Team Extreme and Jean Mara. Jean Mara, of course, they won that game in Vikendi, which was a heel battle towards the end. So I wonder if they are going to be gunning out for the enemy right now. In the distance, somewhere or the other, Fnatic have been eliminated courtesy of U Mumbai Esports. So U Mumbai Esports are on a good start right now. 5 kills to their names, and all 4 members are still alive. That is something I'm sure all fans of U Mumbai are going to be, really, really happy about, since they haven't had the best of days in the last few days. Meanwhile, Onko getting knocked out as well, and it looks like Megastar somewhere is under heavy fire. But coming back to the fight over here, Team Extreme, Jean Mara, and if you have a look, we have Powerhouse joining the fray as well. Whether they get pinched in, only time will tell, I guess. Time and the fact that the zone is going to move in and out, and Pansing just gets the finish on Onko. So I think Megastars might be 1 or perhaps 2 members down right now.
Absolutely, but Team Highly wants to put the bullet onto its punching, and they succeed. Revenge, and there you go on your face. Gordon,
did you get that? IND got the knock. TSM took the kill.
And Gordon also got the other knock on UME. So they got bullets shattered away everywhere, and such a small circle, and so many people are alive. That is of course bound to happen, as Neo again holding that high ground and still peppering down bullets on all the enemies across the map. And he does spot out Team IND, and IND is in a lot of trouble as I speak of, because they are first thing on the low ground. Team TSM entity has spotted them, and they out of the vehicles. All the vehicles have almost bursted down, and if the circle does not favor them, how are they going to go in?
Now that is obviously really, really good positioning by TSM. They are not only up on a high ridge, they are on top of the buildings. They are going to have a clear bird's eye view of everything happening around them, and they are laying down the hammer on Team IND. Team IND again getting caught off. I mean, the plan was that they were going to post up over there at the edge of the zone. Now, if you lose your vehicles, that is going to be catastrophic. Meanwhile, Marcus Gaming's the dude gets a knock on Paradox, I do believe, and Kiki OP kind of had a little bit of a misfooting over there, and he slipped and fell to his knock. I wonder if he can be picked up, but TSM is looking good right now. Bhishma trying to get the smokes out for his teammates for that revive. That is going to be interesting. And have a look at the zone. We are now shifting a bit up to the north. So Hacienda is going to be in contention just for a little bit. I'm pretty sure TSM would be like, you know what, we should have stayed at our house. But it's not going to be a problem for them, because they are going to be entering the zone from the western front. Not a lot of opposition in their way. And if we have a look at the fight going on right now, Jean Mara, of course, we saw them kind of getting pinched in from 2 teams. And let's increase the number now, because we have a few more in the fray. And Orange Rock finally show themselves on our screens. Meanwhile, Powerhouse is going to be under fire. And I do believe we have 2 members remaining from Cells. Dark has been knocked out.
Absolutely. And Zebra has got a whole world of job to do, and he is putting those revives on his teammates. They will heal themselves up, but the real question is how are they going to get inside the circle? Provided so many teams are down on the southern side. Look at the number of teams that are rotating right now. So many are going to get caught up. Play Zone takes down Atanki, but Iconic is the one who dishes the bullet out on Gunner and knocks him out. Does throw that smoke. He also has to get inside the circle, but Giant Mara are standing in between the way of Team Powerhouse and the circle. Marcus Gaming might just third party here over here. Surya we see coming really close towards Team Extreme's Nico and does knock him down. Austin X takes down the dude. It's all pandemonium over here, and Powerhouse they're still trying to move in through the circle. They're still trying to move through the smokes that they've all deployed over the map. Iconic will definitely finish off Gunner over there, but Tashala can really capitalize upon the situation as Sonim takes a beautiful knock towards Iconic as Powerhouse really pushes it on towards Sonim. Two members have pushed in, and Sonim is all alone right now, XP.
Now, Doc and Nova King are in a good spot to actually put some hurt on Sonim, but if only their team had come as as a unit, and Megastar is getting eliminated over here. Wexy is going to be knocked out and finished, and that is going to be the end of their run for match number 1. Meanwhile, IND Slayer is on top of TSM Entity, something that is different. The tables have turned. Now, TSM Entity can be in a world of trouble right now with the bullets flying from overhead. Meanwhile, John Mara putting up quite a show, getting a knock on the dude, and a member of Team Extreme as well. Kazi has gone down. Synerge is laying down the hurt of Marcus Gaming. Again, there is complete and utter chaos happening on the northern side of San Martin. And let's have a look at the zone. Where is it going to take us? It is going to be San Martin. So that is going to be a big advantage to Jean Mara and the boys from Powerhouse. Meanwhile, the fight over here between Team IND and TSM is still going to be ensuing. Is that a good grenade? It is just going to be a bit shy to the right. Godlike Gill falling to the play zone. Clutch God lobs a high grenade like a little Hail Mary. Does it do damage? Not a lot. And Godlike are going to be eliminated in 10th position. They were under fire, and that play zone doing its high damage coming into effect. But TSM, they need to do something quick over here, because Kratos and Trance, the last two members from this team, are going to be applying a lot of hurt. And I do believe Orange Rock got a knock, and Trance is going to go in and steal the kill.
Absolutely, and Orange Rock still having the position, and looking by the looks of it, I think they've also seen the chicken. I think they'll just get the chicken dinner. They've got the perfect position right where they want to be in, and TSM Entity, they are surrounded. They are sandwiched between Team IND and Team Orange Rock as Clutch God gets knocked. Trance trying to pull off something like what Strider did yesterday, but this time he won't be successful as Z-God is on the receiving end and he will take him down. But Team TSM Entity also get wiped out in the process by Team Orange Rock as Team Synerge is trying to fight it against one team, that is Team Elementrix. That takes a lot of bullets from on top, but will definitely knock him down in fashion. And the other guy who was right in front of him got taken away magically, and he just vanished. Team Synerge yet again surviving with 5 kills.
Strider does get picked up. That was a little bit of a mishap earlier. Mumbai Esports, they put up quite a show, going out in 6th position, 7 kills. Marcus Gaming following suit with 4 kills to their names. So we are down to the last 4 teams, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be 12 members still alive. This is going to be something that we are waiting for. Orange Rock in full force again. We know if they reach this mark, it takes a god to break them down, and unfortunately that god has been eliminated from this game. I wonder if anyone else is going to show us something phenomenal today. Nova King and Dark, the last remaining members from Powerhouse, they do have a knock, and I do believe Jean Mara's Extreme is going to be in the line of fire. He's going to get up, he's going to shoot, he's going to connect, he gets that kill, and Jean Mara, they were in a very good position. They are going to be reduced to, I believe, a one-man squad in the name of Sonim. So I wonder what is going to happen over here. Meanwhile, Synerge, again, 5 kills. Synonymous with those kills, these boys are going to try and get another chicken dinner, I beg your pardon, and start their day on a good front, and that drop falling dead smack center in no man's land. I wonder if anyone is going to pick it up, but Dark and Nova King have their work cut out with John Mara over here. They've got to be careful. Sonim is the last member. He has moved out. That is his last first aid that he is going to be using, so he's got to be a bit careful. I do see the big dogs in the form of Orange Rock and Synerge right now, but let's not rule out Powerhouse, my dear friend, because, well, I mean, they are a powerhouse, and we both know what Nova King and Dark can do in CQB situations.
But today something is really different. Dark does not have that favorite rock he loves to cling on to. So we'll have to see which building he takes TPP on, as Strider does heal up with applying a few bandages as we approach the last final phases of the game. And I guess Strider might just spot away Sonim when he makes that move. But Dark is the one who gets spotted, and the Sonim peppers down a few bullets. But Dark will be safe as of now, and he'll heal himself up. Team Orange Rock, they are not trying to take that fight. They are kind of letting all these three fight it amongst themselves, and whoever remains, Orange Rock will go for the prowl on that team. Something what Jonathan did yesterday. So it's on. It's all tense. We'll have to see. Only time will tell who takes this chicken dinner.
See, if I have a look at John Mara and Powerhouse, they are in a bit of a pickle, and Ted is going to let loose a few bullets, and those bullets connect. He gets the knock, and with that, the wipe on John Mara down to the last three teams. Now, Orange Rock, they do have those walls for cover. They have a couple of buildings to their right. Synergy, if you talk about it, they have the high ground, and oh my goodness, Strider almost getting knocked out, almost getting shredded to bits. He is going to survive somehow. Nova King with that Molotov, but Dark with that grenade gets that knock on Strider. That is going to be a boost for them. Nova King goes in for the kill. Meanwhile, Vampire and Diljit are moving in towards the right flank. Powerhouse have to be a bit careful. Dark's going to get spotted out. He gets knocked down. Nova King, the last remaining member from Powerhouse, and the grenade from up top can be devastating. Dark might just get blown to bits, and he does. Synergy's dead, gets both the kills, and Austin comes in suit. Powerhouse getting eliminated in third position, down to a 3v4 situation. Now, if we have a look at the way the zone is mapped out, they do have that advantage, but forget that. Orange Rock is going in for the kill. They know that they have a knock. Vampire leading the charge over here. Dead, I think, here's them coming. Is he going to shoot through the smoke? Switch to the first person perspective. Gets a few shots out. They do not connect. Grenades being lobbed all over. Mavi holding back and providing assistance from an amazing angle, and that was just brilliant. Synergy getting wiped out in second position with 8 kills to their names. And winner chicken dinner goes to the boys from Orange Rock. They have shown that they are a steadfast team, and these boys capitalize on the situation that was before us. They took advantage